The most terrifying part of this story isn't what happened at that house. It's the fact that if I had taken just one more step, I might never have found out who was really waiting for me behind that door. This happened during winter break in 2015. College campuses had emptied out for the holidays, and everyone was back in their hometowns trying to fill long, boring nights. I was 20 years old, home from Penn State, single, and spending most evenings doing absolutely nothing. One Thursday night, sometime around 8 or 9 o'clock, I finally gave in to the app everyone seemed obsessed with, Tinder. At the time, it felt more like a social experiment than anything serious. I downloaded it, created an account, and spent several minutes picking photos that made me look my best. I chose 4 pictures, added a short bio mentioning that I was 6 feet tall, played hockey at Penn State, and enjoyed working out. Nothing clever, nothing funny. Then I started swiping, and swiping, and swiping. I burned through my available likes much faster than expected. What surprised me even more was the complete lack of results. Not one match. As the minutes dragged on, my confidence took a beating. I had always considered myself reasonably attractive, yet apparently nobody agreed. Every time my phone lit up, my pulse jumped, only for it to be something completely unrelated. After what felt like forever, I was ready to delete the app entirely. Then my phone vibrated. Congratulations, you have a new match. Instantly, my mood changed. I opened the app and stared at the profile. She was easily the most attractive girl I'd seen all night. 20 years old, Syracuse University. Her photos looked straight out of a college lifestyle advertisement. One showed her at the beach with a friend. Another showed 2 girls kissing her cheeks. One had her leaning casually against a brick wall. The last appeared to be from some crowded fraternity party. I sent a simple message. Hey, smiley face. 10 seconds later, she replied, Hey, cutie. My heart practically launched into my throat. What followed felt effortless. Every message received an immediate response. She laughed at my jokes. She seemed genuinely interested in me. Before long, she was calling me cute, asking what I was doing that night, and steering the conversation toward meeting in person. The entire exchange felt unreal. At the time, I thought I had simply gotten lucky. I had no idea I was already walking into a trap. The conversation kept moving at a pace that felt almost suspiciously perfect. Still, I ignored every warning sign. When she asked what I was doing that night, I told her I was sitting at home watching the movie Elf. Her response came immediately. OMG, no way. Me too. Then another message arrived. You should come over and watch it with me. Winky face. I stared at the screen for a second. Most guys using Tinder dream about conversations going exactly like that. I certainly wasn't going to question it. I told her I was interested and asked for her number. She sent it within seconds. Trying not to appear desperate, I waited a minute before texting her. When my message sent, I noticed something odd. It went through as a standard text instead of iMessage. I barely thought about it. Hey, I wrote. Hey, come now. Then she sent an address. I checked it immediately. 5 miles away. About a 10-minute drive. Close enough that the whole thing felt convenient and believable. I texted back that I was on my way. Before leaving, I casually told my mom I was heading out and then grabbed my keys. The drive itself was uneventful. The neighborhood, however, felt different. It was one of those quiet areas where the silence seems heavier than normal. Houses sat farther apart than usual. Large stretches of empty land separated properties. Across from the address was a massive depression in the ground surrounded by trees, a place where rainwater collected after storms. The farther I drove, the more isolated everything felt. When I finally arrived, I pulled into view of the house and immediately noticed something strange. There were 2 vehicles parked in the driveway. Not necessarily alarming, just enough to make me pause. I texted her, I'm here. A few seconds later she replied, KK, go around back. Front door is loud. I frowned. Are your parents home? No answer. The typing bubble never appeared. The silence bothered me, but not enough to leave. I got out of my car and started walking around the side of the house. The cold winter air felt sharp against my face. Gravel crunched beneath my shoes. Somewhere in the distance, a dog barked once before everything became silent again. Halfway along the house, I passed a window. That was when I noticed the blinds move. Someone had been holding them open. The instant they realized I saw them, the blinds snapped shut. I stopped walking. My stomach tightened. Then I sent another text. Was that you? No response. For the first time that night, Genuine unease settled over me, and it only got worse from there. I continued toward the backyard, but every step felt heavier than the last. The excitement that had carried me there was gone. Now I was paying attention to everything. The darkness, the silence, the strange feeling that someone was watching me. As I moved past the corner of the house, I thought I heard a sound somewhere ahead. A faint scraping noise, like metal dragging briefly across concrete. I froze. The noise stopped immediately. For several seconds, I stood completely still, listening. Nothing. No voices. No laughter. No television. Nothing that suggested a college girl was inside preparing for a casual movie night. The feeling in my chest tightened further. I reached the edge of the brick wall separating the side yard from the backyard and hesitated. For some reason, turning that corner suddenly felt dangerous. Slowly, I leaned forward and peeked around. The backyard was empty. No one sat outside. No one stood waiting. No movement anywhere. That should have been reassuring. Instead, it felt wrong. I forced myself to continue. The back entrance consisted of an old sliding glass door. The glass was slightly reflective, but I could still make out portions of the interior. That was when another detail hit me. Not a single light was on. The entire house was dark. Every room, every hallway, every visible corner. I stared through the glass, trying to make sense of it. If someone was home, why was the house completely black? I pulled out my phone again. One last message. That was the deal I made with myself. If she didn't answer, I was leaving. I'm at the back door. Where are you? The response arrived almost immediately. Come in. Just those two words. Nothing else. No explanation. No reassurance. No invitation that sounded remotely normal. Come in. I looked at the dark glass. Every instinct I had told me not to open that door. Something felt terribly wrong. Instead of entering, I decided to call her for the first time. I typed in the number and hit call. Then something appeared on the screen that made my stomach drop. The number wasn't connected to a normal phone. It was linked to TextNow, a service that allows users to create temporary numbers, fake numbers, anonymous numbers. For a moment, I simply stared at the screen. The realization landed hard. Whoever I had been talking to all evening wasn't using their real number, and that meant they probably weren't who they claimed to be either. But the worst discovery came only seconds later, because the moment the call connected, I heard a ringtone. Not from somewhere inside the house. Not from upstairs. Not from another room. It came from directly behind the sliding glass door. Close enough to sound like it was only a few feet away. Every muscle in my body locked up. The ringtone echoed from the darkness on the other side of the glass. Someone was there. Not somewhere in the house. Right there. Standing near the door. Waiting. I slowly lowered my phone. My heartbeat became so loud that it felt impossible anyone nearby couldn't hear it. For a second, I questioned whether I was imagining things. Then I looked closer and saw it. A faint glow. The unmistakable light from a phone screen. It was positioned near the wall immediately beside the sliding door. Hidden. Deliberately concealed. The person texting me all evening had been standing there, waiting for me to walk inside. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know if they were alone. I didn't know what they wanted. But I knew one thing. If I opened that door, I would be stepping directly toward whoever was hiding in the darkness. A rush of adrenaline hit me so hard that my hands started shaking. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but running immediately might attract attention. If the person realized I had figured things out, they could come outside. They could chase me. They could do something worse. So I forced myself to stay calm. I turned away from the door and began walking. Slowly, casually, as if nothing was wrong. Each step felt painfully slow. I expected the door to slide open behind me at any moment. I expected footsteps, a voice, anything. But all I heard was the cold wind moving through the trees. I rounded the corner of the house. Then another. The moment I believed I was out of sight, I exploded into a sprint. My shoes pounded against the ground. My breathing became ragged. I ran faster than I ever had in my life. The car suddenly looked impossibly far away. Every second felt critical. Every shadow looked threatening. I yanked open the driver's door, threw myself inside, and locked it immediately. Only then did I allow myself to breathe. My hands trembled on the steering wheel. I started the engine and pulled away from the house. The entire drive home, I kept checking the mirrors, waiting to see headlights, waiting to see someone following me. But the roads remained empty. The house disappeared into the darkness behind me. And yet the feeling that something terrible had almost happened stayed with me the entire way home. I wouldn't understand how close I had come until I finally checked my phone. By the time I reached home, my nerves were still completely shot. I parked in the driveway and sat there for a moment, staring through the windshield. Only then did I look at my phone. The screen was flooded with notifications. 15 new messages. Most of them arrived while I had been driving. The first dozen were frantic. Where'd you go? Why did you leave? Come back. Seriously? The messages kept going, one after another. At first glance, they almost seemed desperate, but there was something unsettling about the volume of them. Something obsessive. Then I reached the final 3 texts. The first one read, "I'm not actually a 20-year-old girl, but I'm sure you figured that out by now." I stared at the screen. A cold sensation spread through my chest. Every suspicion I had suddenly became reality. The next message appeared directly underneath. "No laws were broken, LOL. Good luck." The wording felt almost mocking, like whoever had sent it found the entire situation entertaining. Then I read the last message, and that one stayed with me the longest. "I know exactly what you look like, and I have your number." For several seconds, I just sat there, reading it over and over. The realization hit me all at once. This person had seen me. They had watched me arrive, watched me walk around the house, watched me approach the back door. Maybe they had been watching from the window the entire time. Maybe they had planned every detail from the beginning. The thought made my skin crawl. Immediately, I blocked the number. Then I opened Tinder intending to report the account and unmatch them. But when I searched for the profile, it was already gone. Whoever had created it had unmatched me first. It was as though they had completed whatever game they were playing and simply vanished. Over the following days, I kept expecting another text, another call, some sign that the person hadn't moved on. But nothing ever happened. No strange messages, no unknown visitors, no threats. Eventually, life returned to normal, yet the memory never completely faded. Even now, years later, I still think about that dark house and the person hiding silently behind the sliding glass door. I think about how easily I almost walked inside, and I think about the final message, the one reminding me that whoever was waiting there knew exactly what I looked like. I've opened Tinder a few times since then out of curiosity, but one thing changed forever that night. No matter how convincing someone seemed